In the Indigo Disk DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we got a brand new kind of Pokemon, so to speak, when we were introduced to Hydrapple, who is a second evolution of one of Applin's branched evolutions. We have never had a branched evolution who gets another evolution like this before. Usually each branch of a Pokemon's evolution is equal in the number of stages it has, but now that Hydrapple has been introduced and this is kind of now a thing, what if there were more Pokemon like this, whose branched evolutions got another evolution just like Hydrapple? Well, that is what we are here to explore and look at today with some evolution designs of my very own. So let's get into it. So we've got some awesome Fakemon to get into today, but I also wanted to let you guys know one last time about the charity drive that my merch store and I are currently running for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I've got these adorable and amazing plushies of my mascot Folkachi that are currently available for purchase, and right now 10% of all sales are being donated directly to St. Jude. But the charity drive also ends at the end of 2023 on the 31st. Which is only a couple days away at the time of this video's upload. So now is a great time to pick up a plush if you haven't yet, because not only could you elevate your life with all this soft, adorable cuteness, and not only does it help the channel tremendously as well when you do, and videos just like this, but right now your purchase also supports a great cause like St. Jude too. You can pick up a plush right now at histrobishop.com. The link for that will be in the description below, and if you just want to donate directly to St. Jude, the link for that will be available in the description as well. So hit that link and grab a plush today, and join me in the soft and utter adorableness that is Folkachi. And a huge thanks to everyone that has grabbed one so far and helped to make this video happen. Okay, so ironically enough, we are going to begin with Flapple. As I said, it was Flapple's counterpart Applin and its evolution Hydrapple that started this whole idea. So naturally, you're going to wonder what it would be like if Flapple and Appleton got evolutions of their own as well. I already did an Appleton evolution in a previous video, who at the time I did say could evolve from Flapple as well, but the design itself was made with Appleton in mind. So now, let's go ahead and see what a Flapple-focused evolution could look like as well. This is Hydrapple, and it is what I imagine a Flapple evolution could be like. To me, Hydrapple shows exactly why Flapple should get an evolution, because it makes Flapple look just like a middle evolution in comparison. I feel like it really captures why Flapple has the perfect amount of room to grow, just like Applin did. And if Applin got another evolution, why not Flapple too? I decided to base Hydrapple, at least in terms of its body style, around a pterodactyl, simply because that seemed to be like a good natural progression coming from Flapple and its body style, and I think ultimately that shows as previously mentioned. You also may have been able to guess this from its name, Hydrapple, which comes from pterodactyl and apple, just like the rest of the Applin family. It is still a grass dragon type, of course, as you may have also been able to guess, and similar to how Applin evolves into Hydrapple while leveling up while knowing the new move Dragon Cheer, I felt it would be fitting for Flapple to evolve into Hydrapple by leveling up while also knowing a new move too. And that new move is something I am calling Dragon Gaze. This move, in a similar vein to Applin's Dragon Cheer, increases the accuracy of all of your allies' moves, and for dragon types, it makes all of their moves guaranteed to hit. I think giving each Applin evolution a new move like this that it could use to evolve again would be really cool and unique, so it is something that I would definitely love to see in the future, and I think it would be awesome to see a Flapple evolution like Hydrapple become a real thing someday. Now we're going to step away from the Applin family and take a look at a completely different Pokemon, but I do need to give a shout out to my main man, Oscar Belmonte, for drawing the artwork of the designs in this video. He does great work, so be sure to check him out with the links in the description below. The next Pokemon we are going to look at, though, is Shedinja. Now, this is one of the most unique branched evolutions in all of Pokemon, because while it is a branched evolution, it's also just a bonus Pokemon at the same time that you get when evolving Nincada into Ninjask if you have a free spot on your team and an extra Pokeball to spare in your bag. Shedinja is also just one of the most unique Pokemon ever in general, so I thought it would be amazing to see what an evolution could be like. And with that said, I present to you guys Shedinja, a Shedinja evolution. Design-wise, I think this guy looks amazing. Before, as a Shedinja, it was more so just this shedded shell of Ninjask and Nincada, but it's almost as if it's starting to grow a body of its own as Shedinja, so appearance-wise, I think Shedinja knocks it out of the park. It is still a bug ghost type as you might expect, and the name is quite nice too in my opinion, as it follows Shedinja's name with the word shed, but then adds the word Jonin, which is a word that is used to refer to a high-ranking ninja. And with ninja in Shedinja's name, I thought it made for the perfect word to incorporate in the name of Shedinja's evolution. So, of all of the boxes we have checked so far, I would say that Shedinja is looking pretty awesome. But I'm sure you're all wondering how this Pokemon would actually work in battle considering Shedinja's unique battling characteristics. It always and only ever has 1 HP to its name, but it is protected by its Wonder Guard ability that makes it immune to any attack that isn't super effective against it. It might seem tricky to build upon this gimmicky dynamic in an evolution, and admittedly it is, but in the world of fun hypothetical evolutions that we can just create for fun, that doesn't stop us from still exploring this possibility anyway. So I have come up with a couple of different options for how Shedinja could build on the Wonder Guard concept from Shedinja. The first is that it could simply gain a proper HP stat, meaning that it could actually take more than just one hit upon being hit by a super effective attack. That would probably be the most straightforward way to go, and honestly would probably be totally sufficient, but if you wanted to explore other options, you could also give Shedinja an upgraded version of the Wonder Guard ability as well, something that I am going to refer to here as Miracle Guard, where maybe it gets the same effects as Wonder Guard, but on top of that, it also is able to protect itself against one attack that would otherwise hit it when it's at full HP, similar to Mimikyu's Disguise ability. This would essentially give Shedinja 2 hits before it ultimately went down instead of 1, which I think would be a fair upgrade for this Pokemon without going too crazy. You guys will have to let me know which of these ideas you think would be the best in the comments below, or leave any of your other ideas in those comments as well, and with that said, we are now going to go ahead and take a look at our next Pokemon. And that next Pokemon is none other than Lycanroc. Lycanroc is also an interesting case of its own as well when it comes to branched evolutions, because while Rockruff can only evolve into Lycanroc, Lycanroc itself has multiple different forms that vary between one another, thus making it part of a branched evolutionary family. And, as is the point of this video, we are here to give one of these Lycanroc forms yet another evolution on top of that, and that evolution is Horakizen. Horakizen is the final, ultimate form of the Rockruff line, you could say, and it evolves from Dusk form Lycanroc. I thought that this would make the most sense since Dusk form Lycanroc is already a special form of Lycanroc to begin with, so a special Lycanroc form having the ability to attain a special evolution made a lot of sense in my opinion. It is still a pure rock type, and the idea for a Lycanroc evolution came about because I thought it would be cool to create an honorary Dawn Lycanroc of sorts. When Dusk Lycanroc was first revealed, there was a lot of speculation about a Dawn Lycanroc that could be coming as well, but of course that didn't happen, so I kind of created Horikaizen as sort of a spiritual successor to that idea. It does, however, follow Dusk Lycanroc in its design, and becomes even more dusky in its appearance, if you will. Since Dusk Lycanroc's fur is meant to resemble the setting sun, and Horikaizen's fur becomes even more of this dusky brown color that tries to replicate those last moments of light during dusk when the light that is left in the sky is a bit obscured and is about to slip away under the horizon. Speaking of horizon, that is where Horikaizen gets its name, along with the word rock that's stuck in the middle there, just as Lycanroc and Rockruff also do, since it is a rock type. I thought that this was a pretty cool sounding name, especially for a special evolution like this, and it comes from the fact that the horizon is where the sun rises and sets, and it represents that crossover of time that determines all of Lycanroc's various forms, and it attempts to bring this whole concept full circle and tie it all together in a neat little bow. I will say though that this guy was tricky to come up with a name for that actually worked and sounded cool, so by all means, if any other names come to mind for you for this Lycanroc evolution, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, be sure to let me know any other thoughts you have about any of these evolutions, and if you would like to see more additional evolutions for branched evolutions in the future. Also, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to pick up a Folkachi plushie with the link in the description to pick up a super awesome plush, support the channel and videos just like this, and a great cause in St. Jude all at the same time. But that charity drive for St. Jude only goes for a couple more days until the end of 2023, so act fast, and thanks a ton to everyone who has picked a plush up already. With that said, I'll be back very soon with another new video, and until then, as always, thanks so much for watching this one, I really appreciate it, and I will smell you guys later.